silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city.
Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo?
Yes, track 29.
From New York, the Glenn Miller Orchestra. Tickets on sale now at the Place des Arts box office, online at placedesarts.com or by phone. Presented by Didier Morisonneau in collaboration with CJAD.
Trevi's holiday season flyer is now under the tree at trevi.ca. Unwrap yours today for special promotions, instant savings, and to book a pool of your own for a gift that keeps on giving all summer long at trevi.ca.
Oh, marvelous sleep.
Dreamland is calling.
Oh, marvelous sleep.
Curl up or sprawling.
Oh, marvelous sleep. Go drool on the sheet.
Marvelous sleep.
Dangle your feet. Hit snooze on repeat.
Boxing Week is here, and it's the most marvelous time of the year to get amazing deals on the best brands. Shop now at Dormez-vous.
Marvelous sleep.
Sleep well, stay well. Dormez-vous.
Mutual funds may not be in your best interest. Find out why with Louis Rosen, Senior Wealth Advisor, Rosen Group Private Wealth Management of Raymond James. Sunday afternoon at 4 on CJAD 800. Informed investors make better decisions.
If you have flu-like or COVID-19-like symptoms, such as fever, cough, loss of taste or smell, or if you have been in contact with someone infected with the virus, it's essential to get tested and to follow isolation instructions, even if you're vaccinated. Screening remains one of the best ways to limit outbreaks. To find out more, visit quebec.ca/testcovid19. A message from the Gouvernement du Québec.
The best of the best is back at Mitsubishi Motors. The best vehicles, the best deals, and the best warranty in the industry. Experience peace of mind with the no-charge extended warranty valued at up to $2,800. Plus, purchase financing starting as low as 0% on select models. And with the superior handling of Mitsubishi's most advanced four-wheel drive system, not even the big guy in red could beat a deal like this.
Oh, no.
Hurry down to your local Mitsubishi dealer today. Or for more details, visit MitsubishiMotors.ca. Some conditions apply.
Call the home electricians. Electrica, the company you trust.
John McCalligan for Team Electrica. There is a common theme we notice every day. There never seems to be enough time to do it right, but there's always enough time to do it over. Call the company that does it right from the start. Electrica for all your residential needs. 514-768-7778.
Residential electrical. Electrica.
That's Electrica with a K.ca.
Do you or someone you know have problems with drugs or alcohol? We can help you. Call Andy's house at 514-738-ANDY. That's 514-738-2639. Call today.
When you're looking for answers, you'll ask the right questions. Elias Makos, CJAD 800.
Talk about riling up the text line. We just played I strained to call it a parody. Whatever it was, that woman put a lot of effort into rewriting the lyrics to All I Want for Christmas. I'll give her kudos for that, even if it was a little cuckoo bananas. And the text line just lit up, right? Mariah doesn't deserve this awful remake, Mariah Carey. And I just got this. I got this from a listener that we have redeemed ourselves, right? Because it was so bad, but we redeemed ourselves because we played the original. And you know who else was listening? Paul Gott was listening. Paul Gott, he was on the Big Five this morning. Of course, he's a journalism professor at Concordia. And he is also lead singer, guitarist at the Montreal punk band, The Ripcords. And Paul calls us up. And Paul says, the Ripcords covered All I Want for Christmas. And he has sent us the audio of the Ripcords, their song that they've released, their holiday classic. Is it a holiday classic? Well, later on in the show, I promise you this. What time are we? 10:21. By the end of today's show, you will hear the Ripcords, All I Want for Christmas, Montreal punk rock version of All I Want for Christmas at one point during the program. Let's turn the page now And that segue is appropriate. We turn the page to talk about Quebec's high school dropout rate. You know, it's one of the highest rates in Canada. One educator has 55 recommendations on how we should tackle this. In fact, he's written a new book about it. David Bowles is the director of Charles-Lemoyne College on the South Shore of Montreal, one of the province's largest private schools. David, welcome to the show. David, sorry, English or French accent. Either way, I'm happy you're on.
It's David. I'm both, but in English it's David Bowles. That's right.
So David, listen, you just penned a book or a cri de coeur. There's so many ways of describing it. It's called Réflexion d'un directeur d'école pour injecter une dose de persévérance scolaire au Québec. Tell me about why you put pen to paper here on the dropout rate.
Well, it's something that's always worried me a lot. I mean, you mentioned one of the highest dropout rates in Canada. We actually have the highest dropout rate in Canada. Mm-hmm. It's been getting a bit better for the past few years, but we still have the highest rate. There's a huge difference between boys and girls. That's the case everywhere in Canada and in the Western world, but it's even more. There's even more of a difference here in Quebec. So it's always been something that's worried me as an educator, as a principal, and I'm also chair of the Federation of Quebec Private Schools. So during the COVID crisis, when the schools were closed down during the lockdowns, I was in touch with a lot of people at the ministry, a lot of people in the public sector, both of the English and French sectors. And my read on it was that things were only going to get worse because the kids that are dropping out are the kids that are less motivated, that have already accumulated a certain, they've been having trouble in school for a number of years. So the fact that they weren't in school, they weren't with their teachers, they weren't with their principals, they were sort of left to themselves in front of a screen would only accentuate the problem. And from what I've been hearing, it's only been getting worse. And the worst thing is, like I mentioned, we do have the worst dropout rate, but when we look at actual test scores and we compare our students, for example, 15-year-old students in Quebec, when we evaluate them in math and reading skills and science, they're among the best in the world. In math, we're the best in Canada, and we're one of the best.
What explains that, David, that we do so well in testing and then we still have all these dropouts? How do you explain it?
Well, I think it hasn't been the priority that it needs to be. I mentioned we have the worst dropout rate. It's always been the case, but Ontario used to be pretty close behind. And they made the decision a number of years ago to make education. Kids aren't allowed to drop out of school until they're 18 years old in Ontario, unless they have a diploma. In Quebec, it's 16. When you're 17, you're not allowed to vote. You can't buy a beer, but you're allowed to drop out of school. So I think it just hasn't been the priority it needs to be. Those statistics have been out there for a while. We don't hear about them much out there in the media from the government. So I think we need to put that as a top priority. We're in a situation where we need children, we need people with diplomas in our society, and it needs to be the priority. It needs to be a priority that's addressed by society as a whole.
It's interesting, David, because sometimes you feel like you're going to hear from educators and like, well, we need to work with every child, and this is different. And you're like, hey, no, let's force kids to get to stay in school longer. But that's interesting. That's got to be. Is that maybe just a bit of tough love can solve some of this?
Well, some of it. I think tough love would be just the fact to make it mandatory to stay in school until you're 18 if you don't have a diploma. But you also need some soft love, I'd say, if you for the expression. But we need to encourage students that have lack of motivation. It needs to be the job of the school for sure, the job of the government, but also the job of parents. We tend to think when our kids become teenagers that they don't really need us as much. They don't need us to ask many questions about school. When we ask them how their day went when they're 15 or 16, they tend not to give us much of an answer. But research does show that just the fact of being interested, of checking what's going on, looking at homework, looking at their grades, talking to them about school, has a huge impact on children. So it needs to be a priority for families, even when our kids are 14, 15, 17 years old.
With David Bowles, director of Charles-Lemoyne College on the South Shore of Montreal. It's one of the largest private schools in the province. So, David, let me just touch on that.
Sure.
You're from a private school, right?
Yes,
but I don't know what you can tell us on, public schools, right? Most of our kids are in public schools. So, is there a difference there? Do the public schools need to take something from the private schools, or vice versa? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I think we all need to work together for sure. One of the good things that came out of the COVID crisis is that we worked together a lot more than we usually do. We were in touch, both public and private sectors were in touch with each other to compare notes, to look at what we were doing. one of the things for sure we did well in the private sector, and I think the English sector and even the public English sector did well with that as well, is that even in the first few weeks, we were back in school virtually, whereas it took a long time in the public sector. So that's something we need to look at for sure if ever this happens again, and even for our kids that are a bit more isolated. But I do think we need to work together. And I do run one of the largest private schools in the province, but it's a private school that has a large variety of programs. We have enriched programs like the International Baccalaureate, but I also have a very big program for students with special needs. Almost 50% of the students in my school are diagnosed with learning difficulties. So, and they're in special programs, and they do very well. So, I mean, that's one of the things I mentioned in my book. We have a lot of special programs in Quebec, like sports programs, science programs, and arts programs, and very often they're reserved only for the students that have high grades. Whereas the kids that would benefit from it the most are those that are a bit less motivated in school. So there's a reflex sometimes to say, if you don't do well enough in school, we'll take away your sports program, your hockey program. And I think that's the worst thing you could do, because you're just going to demotivate students that go get their self-esteem in those programs and in those classes.
Let's talk about age here, because if we start dealing with this program when the kids reach the age of 16, are we too late? Is this an issue that starts way earlier in life that then translates into dropout rates?
Definitely. One of the key moments during a student's education is when they enter high school. Here in Quebec would be secondary one. So that transition between elementary and high school can be very difficult with students that have special needs, that have difficulty in school, because one of the main things that they need, that research shows that they need, is a relationship with a significant adult that's there for them. And when they're in elementary school, that's their teacher, their homeroom teacher, and they sort of lose that in high school. So we do need to look at it when they enter high school. We need to have need to have adults there looking at them. We need to have principals flagging very quickly students that are doing badly, or that their grades worsen, or that they're having difficulty with key subjects. But one of the key moments as well is in early education. So I mean, the government at the moment has made a priority of adding maternelle 4 ans. So I guess it would be kindergarten, 4-year-old kindergarten. I mentioned in my book that one of the other key things is making sure that all families have access to the CPE, so to daycare, to public daycares. Yeah. That would be key as well, because when kids are 4 and 5 years old, that's also a very important moment to be able to detect students that might have special needs, that might have learning difficulties. That if you detect it at that age, studies show that they'll be fine afterwards. But if you wait until they're 15 or 16, it might be too late.
David, we've got to leave it there. I want to thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
David Bowles is the director of Charles-Lemoyne College on the South Shore of Montreal, one of the largest private schools in the province. His book is called Réflexion d'un directeur d'école pour injecter une dose de persévérance scolaire au Québec. Now, David, is this going to come out in English? You going to translate this?
I hope so. It's not in the works at the moment, but I would definitely like to do that.
55 recommendations. I appreciate your time, David. You were great. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next, we're going to do In Transit for this Friday. We do transit gripes and kudos, and we'll tell you a story, and we'll get, you know what? One of the things we're going to be asking you is, what is the worst road sign, traffic sign that we have? Is it that Rue Barré, or is there something else? And we'll tell you about one of those iconic signs you see in Canada that is getting a redesign, because it turns out it was pretty bad. News is coming up.
You're listening to the Voice of Montreal. News Talk Radio, CJAD 800, an iHeart radio station.
Good morning. It is 10:30. I'm Trudy Mason with a CTV News update. A high school in Anjou is closed today because of what police believe was a hoax threat of a school shooting. L'Académie Denton canceled classes after rumors started circulating online yesterday. Investigators traced the origin of the messages and have not ruled out charges. The City of Montreal says a new style rooming house on St. Catherine Street East will welcome its first tenant next week. The building is a former drug shooting gallery that has been renovated to accommodate 14 marginalized people whose lifestyles make them ineligible for lodging elsewhere. And the MUHC Foundation says a $2 million donation from BMO Financial will be transformative for the hospital's precision oncology program. It provides personalized treatment which is tailored to each cancer patient. With the latest from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center, here is Catherine Wood.
Outbound La Fontaine Tunnel, they've finally cleared that stalled bus. 25 south, though, after the Anjou interchange, they're still working on a right lane accident, so you'll still find the outbound tunnel congested from almost Bombardier towards the end. Inbound Mercier, they've cleared a left lane stall, so the 138 still a bit thick from before the 207 and the 132 from Old Malone, but it's starting to clear out. Outbound Champlain is slow now from Atwater. We have road work going on the bridge in the left lane, and the right lane at the end of the bridge is blocked until 2 for work as well. Westbound 40 after DeCarry Circle, we've picked up a stall. You're busy on and off on the westbound 40 from Marien to the Anjou interchange, then Lac-Wardière to DeCarry. Eastbound 40 is sluggish between DeCarry Circle and Saint Laurent. It's the big gifting countdown at Best Buy. Get magical gifts with early Boxing Day deals in store and online at bestbuy.ca. Your next traffic report is at 10:45.
Your Dormez-vous Weather Center forecast. The light snow will end around noon. Cloudy skies after that, a high of 0. Tonight, cloudy with the temperature holding steady around the freezing mark. Tomorrow, periods of rain beginning in the morning with a risk of freezing rain as well, a high of +7. In Montreal right now, it is -7. Your next CTV News update is at 11 o'clock.
Getting you the facts, asking the tough questions. The Elias Macco Show.
All right, everybody. In Transit is coming up next. And for the Friday edition of In Transit, we open up the phone lines. And today, 514-790-0800. And hey, it's good news. It's not a political topic. 514-790-0800 for your transit gripes and kudos. And I'm going to just lead off here with one story about an iconic Canadian highway sign. Right? This is a sign you have seen on the roads if you've driven in Canada. I'm talking about the sign that warns of moose. Right? How many times have you seen that sign? Big old picture, a hunkin' moose on that yellow sign. Beware moose ahead. You could see a moose. And geez, I hope none of you have had a collision with a moose before, right? That's nasty. Maybe you've got some stories on that you'd like to share about your collisions with wildlife. But the moose apparently... The pictogram of the moose, apparently this was not an accurate moose. Apparently this was the worst rendition of a moose possible. So it's actually being changed. 514-790-0800. What is the worst traffic or road sign? And maybe it's because of the design. Maybe it's because of the message. Maybe it's because of what it indicates lies ahead. What's your least favorite traffic road sign? We'll take your picks at 514-790-0800, and we'll also discuss zipper merging next.
I'm Martin Carly, and I like to popularize science. Vaccination against COVID-19 for children aged 5 to 11 has begun. As parents, you may be asking if the vaccine is safe and effective. The answer is yes. The vaccine is approved by Health Canada and has been the subject of numerous studies involving thousands of people, including children. Experts also closely monitor any adverse effects that may occur after vaccination.
For more information, visit quebec.ca/youth vaccine. A message from the Gouvernement du Québec.
Boxing Week blowout starts now at The Brick. Tons of items are in stock and ready to go. Plus, save up to 50% off mattress sets. Get 30% off sofas, love seats, and matching chairs. And buy more, save more. Up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. Also, get up to 60% off in-store clearance inventory, like one-of-a-kind products, floor models, and new open box items. Beat the rush. Get the lowest prices of the season today. Some exclusions apply. The Brick, saving you more.
Enter address. Your destination is 15 meters away. Exit your bed. Turn left. Go straight. Traffic in the bathroom ahead. 7-minute detour.
Are there days when you work from home and don't use your car? With the Adjusto program by Desjardins Insurance, you could save money. Sign up today and get a 10% enrollment discount on your auto insurance premium for the first 6 months. Certain conditions, limitations, and exclusions may apply.
Need a rapid COVID test? Test with the best at InstaTest Express, the fastest and easiest drive-through COVID tests, administered by registered nurses, Health Canada, and travel approved. No appointment necessary. Just visit an InstaTest Express location near you in Montreal, Laval, DDO, and Brossard. Results in 20 minutes for antigen and within 24 hours for PCR. Go to instatestexpress.com and use promo code RADIO to save $15 when you book online. Instatestexpress.com. Mobile and group testing also available.
Yes, you can.
With Sunwing, you can save up to 40% during the Winter Getaway Sale. You can go from minus 30 degrees to SPF 30. You can frolic on the beach. Yeah, frolic. With travel requirements made easy, your getaway will be as stress-free as can be. Sunwing lets you do it all under our wing. The Winter Getaway Sale, on until December 19th. Book with a travel agent or at
Help homeless Montrealers. Wake up in a real home. Donate today at oldbrewerymission.ca.
CTV's The Voice has gone grande. Ariana Grande. The new coach that's shaking things up and making everyone hit all the right notes.
Hope you choose me.
Get into The Voice, Monday at 8, only on CTV. Then stream anytime.
In Transit with Elias Mackos, brought to you by Vehicle Mind. Keep calm and stay warm. Book all your car services online. Visit vehiclemind.com.
We got the thing. I love this. By the way, I love this, Jay. The bicycle, the metro, the woman's voice, her daughter's the Rem's voice, Lyric Lechner, voice of God coming up.
You can carpool with him. Elias Mackos is in transit on CJAD 800.
The tagline, the music, this is a gem. It's in transit, everybody, on this Friday edition of the program. Hey, I'm already getting calls here at 514-790-0800 on what is the worst road sign out there. We're doing gripes. You got a gripe? Send it my way. We can do it, okay? But the jumping off point here is what's the worst road sign we have. And I bring it up because of this story out of Alberta and how an 18-year-old graphic design student is actually changing. She's done it. The sign that you see for moose all over, and I'd never noticed it. Next time you see one of these signs, take a look. The sign that we have in Canada to indicate, warning, moose may be ahead, is really bad. It does. Maybe from far away at a quick glance, okay, that's a moose. But when you look at it, it's not a moose. I guess it's a moose because you say, well, that's a moose. But it's not a reasonable facsimile. Okay? It is not a reasonable facsimile of a moose. So this graphic design student, Chloe Chapdelaine in Alberta, she sees this one day and she's like, man, that's not a good moose. She talks about it to her colleagues at work. She's like, hey, you ever notice that the moose sign on the highway isn't really a moose? And you know what? Her colleagues at work said, yeah, you're right. Encouraged her. They call it a sad, sloppy moose. That's what it is, because it is a moose, but it's a sad, sloppy moose. It's got this droopy nose that makes no sense. No moose has a nose like that. So she wrote some lighthearted criticism of the sign. She did an essay about the moose as an iconic Canadian symbol. And then she's a graphic designer, like I told you. She designed a new version. She sent it up the chain. She thought she would never hear about it. Well, the Transportation Association of Canada has seen it. And you know what? They said, you're right. So, and it's so funny. Mark sends me a message here. Elias, the redesign of the moose symbol is just another example of governments having too many bureaucrats and tax dollars to waste. Does anybody not know what the sign means now? Sorry to make the topic political. Yeah, exactly, Mark. We were not supposed to go political. But you know what? They're not going to just replace them all. But in the course of time, when signs get replaced, and they all get replaced eventually, we'll have a proper moose. Nothing wrong with that. What's the worst road sign out there? 514-790-0800. And we begin with John in St. Lazare. Hi, John.
Yeah, good morning. The worst one, and this is really a sign of the stupidity of the Quebec Department of Transport, is the flashing arrows on the highways where a lane is, there's construction or something, and the lane is going to close and you got to merge into the next lane. Mm-hmm. Those flashing lights are always placed exactly where the lane has already disappeared. It should be before the transition place to give you a chance to get yourself set up to merge into the other lane. I've had it where at night, where it's raining, and the road is a curve, and the lane is eliminated, and the light is at the point where the lane doesn't exist anymore. Every time you see these lights, it's where the lane doesn't exist anymore. I've seen accidents happen because all of a sudden the cars have to force merge into the center lane.
Now,
have you not noticed that?
So, John, here's the thing. You know what I notice more often? Okay, I notice more often where they have the lights and nobody pays attention to those lights until the last second. And I get frustrated because when the lights are there, I'm like, I gotta move over, and I find more often than not they are there early enough, but nobody pays attention.
No, I've never seen that. Never. I'm on the road all day. Never seen that.
I'm going to take your word, John. I'm going to point to you. I don't know, but I've remarked this at one point in my life. But John, I take it. Thank you for calling in with the grapes. Thanks so much. I got a bravo for John, by the way, on the text line. Bravo, John. Great mention. Only in Quebec. One text messenger says the cul-de-sac should have a symbol. Shouldn't just say cul-de-sac. There should be a symbol for it. I guess that's something. Let's
go to
Lillian. Lillian in DDO? Lil. Talk to me, Lil.
Yeah, I'm calling from Dollard. My parents lived in Stanbridge East the last years of their lives, and we used to travel down to Vermont to St. Albans to go shopping to Martin's and Price Chopper, etc. So I've got a photo here. It says autumn 1992. We're down a back road in Quebec, past Morse Line. We used to go the back roads to Stanbridge. Mm-hmm. There's a sign with a 45-degree angle, and it says 25 kilometers hour. And as you get to the corner to where it turns, it says 80 kilometers an hour. And if you're going 80, you're going right off the road into a great big ditch.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
I have a photo here, and it's just amazing.
All right, Lil. Thanks very much for the call.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Let's go to NDG and Dave. Hi, Dave.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good morning. I've noticed on the provincial as well as Trans-Canada highways, whenever there is a sign saying to exit at, say, Lacadi or something, they just show the name, but they should have an arrow showing as to how much I have to keep on the right or left. In U.S., all exit lanes have an arrow pointing towards the lane, apart from the name.
Dave.
So this way it becomes more intuitive rather than deciding, hey, you just read the name, but which lane,
You are so right, Dave. And especially comparing us to the U.S. I mean, comparing U.S. highways to Quebec highways, and I know the Canadian highway, other parts of Canada, they're usually better. But even Canada versus U.S., it's like night and day when you talk about indications and all of that. I got to give you the point there, Dave. Appreciate that. Okay, listen, it's 10:45. James and people are still calling in. Hang on the line because I still got to get to the zipper merge. This is a big gripe we've got to get to this week.
What the hell is going on?
Totally. Plus, people listening to their GPSs just a little too much, and we'll take more of your calls. Gloria and James, stay on the line. We'll get to you. It is 10:45. And keeping our eyes on the roads is Catherine Wood this morning from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center. Now, Catherine, I don't know if you've been listening. Do you have a sign? Do you have some sort of traffic road sign you want to throw shade at this morning?
I think any sign that says detour is very frustrating.
I gotcha.
Very frustrating.
So what's saying the detour? What's causing the headaches this morning?
Well, right now, 25 southbound. You're heavy from before the Anjou interchange. We have an accident after the Anjou interchange. So heavy now from Bombardier into the outbound La Fontaine tunnel, which had been dealing with a stalled bus for quite a long time. That's finally been cleared. If you're on the side of the inbound tunnel, we had a short-lived stall at the end, so you're thick through up onto the 25 north. Outbound Champlain's heavy now from at least Atwater on the 15 south. They're doing road work in the right lane at the end of the bridge until 2. Inbound Mercier, still seeing some slowdowns on the 138 from the 207 onto the bridge, but a stall on the inbound Mercier is gone. 40 West is heavy Marianne to the Anjou interchange, then on and off VO to Décarie. Eastbound Met intermittently from Décarie Circle to Saint Laurent. Northbound Décarie is busiest in the top half. Enjoy the merry low prices at Super C. Boneless chicken breasts are just $3.97 per pound. Don't miss out, only at Super C. Next report, 11 o'clock.
Renovco is celebrating 20 years in business. Thanks to your trust in their expertise, they are Montreal's leader in home renovation and restoration and have been for 20 years. Renovco.com.
iHeartRadio is Canada's #1 streaming app for radio. All your favorite talk hosts in crystal clear sound.
This says one thing. Seize the moment.
Stay informed wherever you are. Take talk with you whenever you want it.
Somebody has to step up.
Everything at your fingertips.
Never called into a talk show before.
I think it's important that we have these conversations.
Connect with us even when you're on the go with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
iHeartRadio is here.
Anytime,
anywhere. Just connect your device and use the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hi, it's Caroline.
And Michael.
Of Bon Si Bon. The holiday season just feels different from last year, doesn't it?
It's the holiday season already?
Yes, it is. But we'll be ready to help you get back to doing what you love most.
Like finally gathering around the table with loved ones for good times and a good meal.
And we'll be thinking of you around ours with gratitude and hope for better days ahead.
So, from all of us to all of you, the very best for the holiday season.
Dinner's always ready.
With Bon Si Bon.
BONCBON.com.
New Look's Black Friday event has been extended. Hundreds of glasses at 50 and 75% off, including Coach, Michael Kors, Gucci, and many more. Book your appointment now on newlook.ca. Sale ends December 12th. Conditions apply. Jesse Laurendeau, Optician.
In the morning, when you leave for work and you hear,
"Have a great day, Mom."
it also means,
"Be careful at work, Mommy. Don't take any risks and always pay attention. I don't want anything to happen to you. I want to play with you tonight. I love you."
your health and safety matters to so many people. At work, let's identify the risks and work together to eliminate them. A message from the CNESST.
Give the gift of learning this holiday season with Vanier College Language School and Professional Development non-credit courses. Buy gift certificates on the website or call 514-744-7897. Leave no dream behind with Vanier College Continuing Education.
Down at Mohawk Casino, can we just tell you how much we like seeing your smiles? Seeing you enjoy your favorite steaks and salads and sips, listening to your oohs and ahs and mms and yippies, and witnessing your biggest, widest smiles when you're reunited with a favorite friend. It's been a long year. We're glad we can provide the smiles as well as the safety you deserve. See you soon. Akwesasne Mohawk Casino Resort, home of the everyday winner.
You're invited to the Sephora Beauty for All event, where almost everything is 20% off, and everyone is welcome. With endless gifting possibilities and savings on skincare, hair care, makeup, fragrance, and more. Celebrate everyone on your list with a gift they'll really love. This season, there's more beauty to go around. The Beauty for All event at Sephora. 20% off your entire purchase, December 3rd through 12th. Some conditions apply. Visit Sephora.ca for details.
When the time comes to treat yourself with a new vehicle, don't shop around. Buy or lease your new vehicle at Spinelli and get behind the wheel of your new vehicle right away.
It's time to celebrate at all Spinelli dealerships. Take advantage of amazing offers on a selection of in-stock models. We have hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles in inventory and dozens of impeccable demonstration models available for financing with zero cash down. Hurry! Visit Spinelli.com now for the complete list of our early winter deals.
Spinelli, the address of choice for all automotive services, in-store or online.
Clean air is so important. VacuPro has the latest and greatest air purifiers on sale now. Cyclo UV purifiers neutralize viruses and bacteria, are portable, ultra-silent, and can even be controlled by your phone. Get yours today at VacuPro in Plaza Point Clare or vacupro.ca.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Kristen Davis, and Cynthia Nixon are back in the new series And Just Like That, a new chapter of the groundbreaking Sex and the City, now streaming exclusively on Crave. Subscribe now at crave.ca.
Doing his best to get you there on time. This is In Transit on the Elias Macco Show. CJAD 800.
They supersized the In Transit this week, and that's what we're doing on Friday. I'm still getting calls here on the road signs that are the worst. I do have a couple other stories to get to in the In Transit vein. Are you merging wrong? I think you're merging the wrong way, and I'm going to tell you why, lickety split. But let's go to the lines. James has been very patient. He's in Saint Genevieve. James, what's the worst sign out there?
Well, I got to say that the worst sign out there, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for most Montrealers, is the detour sign.
Yes, that's right. The detour sign is the worst.
I feel that, especially downtown, where it leads you to block after block after block, turn right, turn left. It's just a whole fiasco for nothing. especially with the iconic orange construction cones. I feel that it's just a waste of time to get to your destination.
My absolute favorite is the double detour sign, where at the same area it says detour left, detour right. That's all you know. And I just love that when they can't even get the detours correct. James, thanks very much for the call. Now, on the subject of merging, you are doing it wrong, most likely. Do you know what the zipper merge is? That's the right way to merge, okay? So you're driving, maybe you're driving right now, and you're on the road, and you are in the right lane. It's a 3-lane highway. You are in the right lane. And up ahead, the right lane is ending, okay? That's your scenario. You are on a 3-lane highway. You are in the right lane, and up ahead, the right lane is ending. When do you merge? Some of you do it all wrong, and you actually slow down traffic when you start to merge right away. And then you get upset at the other drivers that are being smart and trying to do the zipper merge. This is actually how you're supposed to merge. And there's been a big road rage case in New Brunswick. Guy in New Brunswick says he was the victim of road rage after all he did was zipper merge. And you know what? All of the motorist associations are on the record. Zipper merge is the best way. You don't like traffic, you've got to do the zipper merge. This guy in New Brunswick, that's what he does. And the zipper merge is you're in that right lane that's ending. You stay in the lane until you are the first car in that lane all the way at the end, and then you merge. And the driver in the center lane lets you in. So one car goes in, next driver goes, next person in the right lane gets to merge in like a zipper. That is the proper way to merge and to deal with it. And when you do that, you fill up more of the right lane, and that reduces traffic. Nobody knows this, and then you get upset at people that are merging properly. So please, public service announcement here. Doesn't matter if you're in the left lane or the right lane. If you're in the left lane is closing. Zipper merge is the right way to do it. And don't get upset at the drivers that know what the zipper merge is. They go right until the end, and then one of them goes in. Then the next driver goes. Then they let one more person in. That's the zipper merge. That is the way to do it. Another gripe of the week. And a gripe here to the GPS unit. Perhaps more so, though, to the people that believe anything that they hear on the GPS. Did you catch this earlier this morning? Here's a report from Trudy Mason's newscast at about 9 a.m.
A motorist driving through Hudson off the western tip of the island learned a hard lesson this week about putting too much trust in his GPS. Wednesday night, he obeyed when his GPS indicated he should drive off the shoreline at Sanderson Street and into the waters of the Ottawa River. He was about 3 meters into the drink before he realized that the ice road, which is usually there deeper into the winter, had not yet frozen over. QMI says the motorist was not injured, and after his car was winched out of the water, he found there wasn't too much damage to it.
How many of you have been too trusting of the GPS? Thankfully, when I see blue, I'm not going straight ahead. But actually, one time I was in Greece, I was in Crete, and, I don't know anything about this road system. I got my GPS, I got my phone. I actually brought one of those suction cup things for the rental car. I was smart about that, so it's in the right place. Following the GPS, and, the roads are tiny, and sometimes the GPS is a few meters off. And all of a sudden, I end up like in the middle of olive trees, and I'm no longer on a road. I thought, this is the way. It was like a gravel path. Okay, maybe I got to take this. And all of a sudden, me and my girlfriend at the time were like, this does not look good. We're in a Nissan Micra. And at one point, and now we're going downhill, and there's these gigantic rocks, and we go over one thing. The car just goes a little, not airborne, but it because of the difference in the rocks, goes up and smashes down. And I'm like, this is not the right way. And so we end up completely lost. And I see, and this is no joke, I see a farmer with some goats. Okay. And, in my half bad Greek, I tell him we're lost. And he says, you have to follow me. So in my Nissan Micra, I follow this farmer on not a paved road at all, like gravel. And in this Nissan Micra, I'm thinking, oh, geez, oh, man, I'm going to ruin this car. This is going to be a disaster. And there was one point I had to stop. I got out of the car, and there's literally only one specific path I can take where each wheel would go over one rock that was just placed in the right spot. Otherwise, it was almost acting like a mini bridge. Otherwise, I'm a goner. So I get out of the car. I look at the situation. I've never been more nervous in my life than going over those two rocks in that situation, because all I'm thinking in my head, if I do this wrong, the car will get stuck. I'm going to have to call some sort of company in Greece and have to communicate that I need like some mega tow truck to get me. It was going to be the worst day of my life. I got through it, but the most stress I have ever had. And it was because I had just a little bit too much faith in that GPS. On the text line, last I was in Japan, GPS was in English. All the signs are in Japanese, and the streets on the GPS are in Japanese. No English. Yeah, that is a very, very bad place to be. Oh, I got this great note on the subject of signs. I love this, whoever said this one in. There's a sign outside the Honolulu airport in Hawaii, and the sign is to Interstate 41. I asked the taxi driver, how's that possible? He didn't think anything of it. Think about that. I had to read that text twice before I got it, right? An interstate, right? In Hawaii. What other state are you driving to? Which reminds me of a conversation I had with a taxi driver in Hawaii. Had moved to Hawaii 40 years prior. She's in Hawaii 40 years, and it's paradise. Everything looks beautiful. And I say to the taxi driver, geez, man, you're so lucky. You get to live in Hawaii, man. It's beautiful all year round. And you know what she said to me? It made me think. She goes, yeah, it's great. It's beautiful. But you can never just get in your car and go somewhere. And I was like, oh. And she's like, it's a little bit like a paradise prison. And it's so true. We're lucky here, huh? You know, we can drive to Quebec City, Ottawa, New Hampshire, New York, Boston. We can go a lot of places within 4 or 5 hours pretty easily. Not the case in Honolulu. You're there. You are stuck there. Next hour of the show. I mean, you can get on a plane, but you know what I mean. For the quick drive of the day. Next hour of the show. Is now the right time to ask your boss for a raise? And if so, how do you do it? We'll take a look next.
The Elias Macco Show, brought to you by The Brick, saving you more on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics.
Got PC Optimum points? Visit PharmaPre and get more for your points during the 6-day bonus redemption event. Now until Wednesday, December 15th. Get up to an extra $15, $40, or $100 off when you redeem 50, 100, or 200,000 PC Optimum points. In-store or at pharmapre.ca. So pick up bath sets, electronics, candy, and other great gifts because you'll get more for your points. A PharmaPre exclusive. Details in store.
How Bell makes the festive season better.
It's the holidays, and as you cross off your gift-giving list, why not gift yourself something you'd really like a better network for that phone you spend so much time on. Bring your phone over to Canada's best network and get super fast speeds with a plan that has tons of data and no data overage charges. That way, everyone gets what they want, including your phone.
Check out our amazing offers today. Visit a Bell store or bell.ca/holiday for details. Bell, the holidays just got better.
This newscast brought to you by the Grace Dart Foundation, raising funds to help the elderly in our community. To learn more and make a donation, visit fondationgracedart.org.
Good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Trudy Mason with your CTV News update. The light snow will taper off around noon. We'll see cloudy skies after that, a high of 0. Weather details coming up in minutes. In Montreal right now, -7 degrees, and here is what is making news. Charges laid against the teenage suspect in yesterday's teacher stabbing. A hoax that shut down an Anjou high school. And first diplomats, now a call for businesses to boycott the Beijing Games. With the latest from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center, here is Catherine Wood.
On the 25 southbound, the accident after the Anjou interchange has been cleared. Still busy, though, from the 40 into the outbound La Fontaine tunnel, and that volume on the 25 south around Anjou spills onto the 40 in each direction. Met West is sluggish on and off Pinneuf to Carrie. 40 east slows around Ancien Combattant and again at the Carrie Circle. Northbound to Carrie's a bit thick, Queen Mary up. Outbound Champlain, delays now from Nuns Island. The right lane's blocked for work at the end of the bridge. Good Food now offers free grocery delivery in as little as 30 minutes, so whatever time it is now,